Today on Public Eye News, a hit-and-run driver injures 3 children in southern Michigan, and NMU holding a panel that addresses the Capitol riot.
Later, Adam will have your weather for the weekend, and Devontae will have your sports update. Howdy, I'm Maren Parks.
And I'm Devontae Stein, and welcome to Public Eye News. In Marshall, Michigan, yesterday, a Chevy Equinox SUV hit 3 children. The vehicle left the roadway around 3:45 p.m. and hit the 3 siblings who were riding their bicycles beside the roadway. Michigan State Police report the 2 14-year-olds and a 7-year-old were hospitalized shortly after. Police also state that the silver Equinox should have extensive damage to the right front and right side of the vehicle. This includes a missing passenger side headlight and mirror. The vehicle's front bumper cover also was dragged along the roadway as the SUV fled the scene. Marshall and Michigan State Police are continuing their investigation. Early Monday morning, a longtime auto repair shop in Champion, Michigan had a fire break out. According to WLUC-TV, the shop is destroyed. Bernie Sinsky, the owner of Bernie's Auto Repair on Marine, told TV6 that the building is at a point of total loss and that there is no recovery. There are no reported injuries on Monday morning. The state fire marshal and the insurance adjuster will be on the scene today. Currently, the cause of the fire is still unknown. Bernie Sinsky has owned the business since 1981. As reported by WLUC-TV6, Northern Michigan University will be hosting a virtual panel that focuses on the January 6th Capitol riots that shocked the nation earlier this year. The panel will take place from 5 to 6:30 this Friday. The panelists include the professors from the university who specialize in different areas of politics and history. The goal of the panel is to educate people on the assault at the Capitol and the events that led up to it. Each panelist will have a 10 to 12-minute presentation, which will be followed up by a question and answer session from the answer. The event is free to attend and will take place over Zoom. The link can be found on the Northern Michigan University website.
And on January 7th, it was discovered that a 26-year-old man had smuggled a 9mm 12-round revolver into a Michigan prison. The man was transported to the Eagler Reception and Guidance Center after a parole violation and made it through all security passes before the firearm was found. Police are unsure of whether the Corrections Department staff or another police agency transported the man to Eagler, and since investigation is still underway, they cannot make further comments at this time. It is suspected that there was a technical malfunction in the search machinery, but the gun was luckily found by Eagler staff and was never fired. And new things are in store for Marquette, Michigan, as the former Yonkers department store located in the Westwood Mall will soon be home to a Dunham Sports. WLUC-TV 6 reports that the store will be hiring 40 new full-time and part-time employees once the store opens, creating a great deal of job opportunities in the area. Westwood Mall owners expect that the store will be opening sometime towards the end of summer, but the exact timeline for the project is not yet known. The store will be offering a wide variety of products throughout their footwear, apparel, hunting, fishing, camping, fitness, and team sports sections. And Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer was vaccinated alongside her 19-year-old daughter at the Ford Field Mass Clinic after eligibility for vaccination was open to all Michigan residents 16 and older. As Michigan faces the country's highest rate of new coronavirus cases, Whitmer urges all eligible citizens to get the vaccine as soon as possible so that we may, as a state and as a country, return to normal. Though Whitmer is encouraging vaccination of high school and college students to battle the pandemic, there is still no sign of any plan to tighten restrictions throughout the state, despite the rapidly rising case rate. Thus far, more than 36% of eligible citizens in Michigan have been vaccinated, but hospitals have been treating 3,100 adults with confirmed cases of COVID-19 as of Monday, 500 more than the previous week. So remember to wear your mask, social distance, and get vaccinated as soon as possible. And stay right here, because after this break, we will be back with your national and international news.
Centuries after the first Europeans landed on this continent, Native people continued to adapt, change, and survive. These are the people's stories of reclaiming old ways for health today. This is Growing Native.
Saturday night at 8.
Welcome back. North Korea has become the first of what is anticipated to be many countries to pull out of the upcoming Tokyo Olympics over fears about the coronavirus. The decision comes as Japan is scrambling to put safety measures in place to ensure the health and safety of athletes and fans. Japan is hoping to have a successful Olympics, encouraging other countries to participate in the Olympics, and officials are ensuring foreign leaders that the games will be safe. British actor Paul Ritter, known for his roles in the Harry Potter franchise and the Chevrolet miniseries, has passed away of a brain tumor at the age of 54. Ritter appeared on many British television shows and movies throughout his career and was well known to British television viewers. Those who knew him and said Ritter was one of the nicest and best actors you'll ever meet. Ritter is survived by his wife Polly and his sons Frank and Noah.
Earlier today, New Zealand announced that they plan to reopen their borders to travelers from Australia, creating the first COVID-19 free travel bubble. Both countries have been successful in stamping out the coronavirus in their populations and so are able to return to a normal, but admittedly smaller, trade and travel world. This announcement comes as a relief to families previously separated by the travel ban and is also expected to give the economies of both countries a much-needed boost. And a Navy medic was fatally shot in a Maryland Army base after he shot and critically wounded 2 people in a business found in the Riverside Tech Park. The man, after shooting his 2 victims, drove about 10 minutes to Fort Detrick, where he was shot by base personnel. Detectives on the case are still attempting to determine a possible motive for the shooting and are attempting to identify what sort of relationship the gunman had with his victims. And a massive expansion of COVID-19 vaccine eligibility in Wisconsin today. Everyone aged 16 and older can now get the shot. Health officials hope the rate of vaccinations can outpace the rate of new infections. That surge in eligibility means thousands of people are now looking to book a vaccine appointment. CBS 58's Siren Vandega is at the Milwaukee Public Market today with more on the surge of new vaccinations.
This is the day that we've been waiting for. This is a day when we don't have to ask the question. We don't have to do the screening.
Hashim Zabak says it's been a busy day at both the Public Market and Hyatt headquarters, seeing more than 1,000 people combined. The Milwaukee Public Market vaccinating until 8 Monday evening to accommodate working schedules.
In order to take care of them, so if somebody's working until 4 or 5, they have enough time.
Doctors say there's a definite need for more evening vaccination clinics.
And that's on all of us, federal government, state governor, and local vaccinators to make sure that we're not having any barriers to vaccine access.
I was excited, just happy that it's finally opened up and everyone can get in and do it now.
18-year-old Ella Wareham says she's grateful to finally be able to get the vaccine Monday and help to keep others safe. Zabak says the clinics brought dozens of teens in.
Well, I play sports, so I'm really excited to be able to play against other teams and maybe have like concerts come back and stuff.
I'm really excited to see more of the young people, the 16, the 17, the 18-year-old teens who are excited about the vaccine.
The U.S. now doing millions of shots a day. Zabak says once everyone who wants a vaccine gets one, he wants to shift the focus on vaccine hesitancy to get a majority of the community vaccinated.
That's a time when we feel like we've done our job as vaccinators. Now we need to change hats and wear a new hat of the educators.
Even if we don't reach that number, the more people we got vaccinated, the more likely that COVID.
An anonymous donor is giving $100,000 to the reward fund for Abby and Libby's murder that occurred in 2017. Indiana News 18's Peter Hewlett met with the girls' family in Delphi and found out what it means to them to have a shift in the case.
Overwhelmed is the only word that I could just pull off the top of my head,
4 years after the murder of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, the hunt for the killer continues. But the community's efforts haven't wavered. On April 5th, an anonymous donor gave $100,000 to the reward fund to arrest and convict the murderer. Eric Erskine, grandfather of Abby, says he's humbled.
That's just a lot of money, and somebody had the vision and had the desire to say, hey, let's do justice for these girls.
The donation brings the reward to $325,000 for the person who gives information leading to an arrest and conviction.
We're overwhelmed of the generosity, and to be honest, to try to put words to those emotions, I'm speechless, I guess.
Mike Patty, grandfather of Libby, says the donation shows the community is still fighting for justice.
It tells me that there's people out there that really are paying a lot of attention to this and wanting to help solve this, and this is just a way to reach out and help to bring this case, this portion of it to a closure.
He hopes the reward will lead to information that will put the killer behind bars.
But this will certainly, keep this monster from ever doing this again to another family, and our society doesn't need stuff like this.
And to the anonymous donor, the grandfathers just have one thing to say.
Thank you. Thank you. Words can't describe that.
In Delphi, Peter Hewlett, News 18.
Don't even think about going anywhere because Mr. Adam Diaz will be back with your weather and I will have your sports.
On Masterpiece.
It was a beautiful day in her life. Everything changed that day.
Hitler wants to make a move northward.
No way. You want to fight the Nazis, but you're telling the Americans you won't.
It's politics.
Europe is on fire, Franklin.
Atlantic Crossing on Masterpiece.
Sunday night at 9.
And welcome back to your Public Eye News weather. I'm Adam Diaz, your weatherman today, and behind me is the NMU campus where students are gearing up just to go enjoy the activities outside and enjoy the temperature. But currently looking at our temperatures is partly cloudy, temperature at 53 degrees, winds north at 10 miles an hour, barometric pressure at 29.81 and rising. Take a look at tonight. It would be some rain, the low of 39 degrees, winds north at 8 miles an hour. Take a look at tomorrow. We're going to see some thunderstorms, the high of 57 degrees, winds east at 9 miles an hour. Taking a look across the UP, starting at Sault Ste. Marie at 48 degrees and partly cloudy. Inside Manistique, it's 57 and sunny. And then Escanaba is 63 and partly cloudy, mostly sunny inside Menominee with 67. Going over to Iron Mountain at 75 and partly cloudy, and mostly sunny inside 56 inside Ironwood, and 54 inside Houghton, and mostly sunny, and then beautiful Marquette at 53 and mostly sunny. Taking a look into your week ahead, we're going to go Thursday, the high of 60, the low of 46, and we're going to see some PM showers. Friday, the high of 54, the low of 43, and we're going to see some showers on and off throughout the day. Saturday, we're going to see the high of 53, the low of 39, and some PM showers, but we're going to see it on and off. And we're going to send it over to Devontae Stein with our sports.
Thanks, Mr. Diaz. This past weekend, our NMU Wildcats competed in a couple of different events. The men's soccer team won on the road against Upper Iowa 2-0. The women's soccer team dropped a close one on the road against Ashland 1-2. The volleyball team took down rival Michigan Tech 3-2 to win the GLIAC regular season title. The women now look ahead to the GLIAC tournament, which takes place this Friday through Sunday. The Wildcats will receive a first-round bye from being regular season title winners. The women will play the winner of Davenport versus Lake Superior State. March Madness has officially come to a close as last night we saw the underdogs at Baylor dominate Gonzaga 86-70 to bring home their first men's basketball title in school history. Gonzaga fell just short of completing the first perfect season in 45 years. The Bears dominated the entire game, not losing their lead throughout the entire game. Jared Butler scored 22 points for the Bears and won Final Four Most Outstanding Player. The women's side of the tournament also came to a close this past weekend on Sunday night as top-seeded Stanford took down third-seeded Arizona 54-53 to win the title as Arizona missed their last shot at the buzzer and at the title this season. This is the first women's title for Stanford since the 1992 season. Stanford's long season finally comes to an end after spending a consecutive 86 days in hotels due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Last night in the NBA, we saw the Washington Wizards lose at the buzzer against the Raptors 103-101. Russell Westbrook had a 23-point, 14-rebound, 11-assist triple-double in the loss. The Brooklyn Nets edged one out against the New York Knicks 114-112. Kyrie Irving led the Knicks to a victory with a 40-point, 7-assist night. The Detroit Pistons dominated against the Thunder last night in a 132-108 victory. Lastly, the Phoenix Suns bested the Rockets 133-130 behind Devin Booker's 36-point night. And honestly, I couldn't even imagine having to stay in a hotel for 82 consecutive nights. The quarantine enough had me losing my mind, but 82 nights, that is something outstanding. And then to have to go play basketball after that. But that's actually all the time we have for today in Public Eye News. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you again tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.